So the question is there a reason for Node because of preference or unifying the front end and back end or another? The reason for Node.js for me is because, in my experience, Node.js is probably the best API language out there in the world, arguably ever, when it comes to building things fast, right? So, for example, if I was building, let's say, a service such as RabbitMQ or, some messaging service, I would definitely use Go, for example, right? If I'm building a front-end facing API, like almost a proxy in a way, I would always use Node.js, right? Node.js is amazing. The thing is, when you go to YouTube, when you talk to people, especially nerds, they're going to tell you how Node.js is slow and this and that. That is that cannot be further from the truth, right? Because slow for what, right? Slow for what? Most people actually can never answer this question when I ask them, but was it slow for you? In your use case, most people actually never reach these scaling issues. So when it comes to choosing an API technology for the front-end facing API, you always choose what's the most convenient, right? Because at the end of the day, to reach a point where an API is the bottleneck, you really have to build a product so popular, because your database, for instance, is going to become a way quicker bottleneck than your API, right? So I think Node.js is amazing in a sense that you can build anything very quickly, especially with Fastify.js and some of these super awesome frameworks that Mattia Collina built. So it's not really about unifying; it's more about just the convenience, right? Because for whatever you want to build in your API using Node.js, you can find a module very quickly. Community is insanely good. I think there has never been a language in history of programming that had so many modules. Like JavaScript, of course, it's not ideal. A lot of these modules have questionable quality, but that is simply due to statistics. If the language is the most popular, then of course it's logically to expect that the modules themselves are going to be like this and like that, right? So if you need to build a simple API or any API that's serving your frontend, I think Node.js is an amazing example. If you want to build some high-performant messaging service, a queue or whatever, then you would go with something like Go and stuff like that, right? So, yeah.